Hey Pisces, and welcome to your July 2017 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky, and I'm here to give you guys hopefully another amazing, transcending reading for your month ahead. Wow, you guys are actually in a pretty good place this month, and if it's not feeling that way, it's going to be that way quite soon. There is really big, amazing changes happening for you with like a celebration and time to be alone, time to be with other people. The ability to walk away from something or not, and the ability to build up. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing for you guys this month. I feel that we're all kind of looking up to you. I feel that you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders and a lot of feeling that you have to help somebody through something. You guys are sort of holding everybody up right now. For those of you who have families, your families are relying on you. For those of you who own businesses, your business is relying on you. There is something about that that's changing, though. It feels like you want to be more of a supporter than a leader, or a follower more than a leader, as Pisces can tend to want to be that type of person. So it's interesting to see this type of energy coming forward for you, Pisces. You are reassessing your ideas of luck. You're reassessing your ideas of love as well. The relationship could be ending this month, but it's not bad if it does. Also, new relationships can be beginning as well. There's some kind of change in your relationship status, it feels to me. And even if you stay in the relationship this month, if you are happy, there's some kind of drastic change in the relationship. I feel that that sounds kind of scary for some of you, but it's not going to be bad at the end of the day. Although it can result in the relationship ending because there is such a push for you to either become alone or together, depending on what you are right now. If you're currently alone, the universe is pushing you to be with somebody. If you're currently with somebody, the universe is pushing you to be alone, because I feel that you need some kind of change. You've been through something that was very difficult. You've been through something that was very hard to walk away from. And through that difficult experience, you weren't quite able to change things, or you weren't quite able to change things within you. It could have changed on the exterior, but not within you. And that's why the universe is giving you this kind of change, so you can finally understand what it's like to actually become different as a person. Because there's something inherently very good about you right now, Pisces, and who knows what people will say in the comments, but because everybody knows a bad Pisces, I'm sure, but there's something on the generalized Pisces wavelength that is very good right now, and very protagonistic, and very out for the better good of humanity. So it's quite beautiful to see for you guys. You have a lot of energy this month. You have a lot of ability to create new things, to start new businesses. You have the Magician in your reading. You guys have so much major arcana. You have the Hierophant, Death, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, and the Hermit. So you will definitely remember July very well in the future, and it will be very powerful in a foundational way for what comes for you. All right. I do feel that a lot of you are starting a new business, because having the Magician and the Three of Pentacles, it's like you're building something and it's taking money. Some of you might actually be having a bit of a financial struggle right now, just because of what it costs to make your dreams work. I feel an amazing ability right now for you guys to be able to manifest your dreams, which I don't say that type of thing very often, so it's really beautiful to see, because as Neptune is in your sign and has been for a long time and will be for a long time, this is an amazing lifetime for you, Pisces, to actually manifest the dream, to actually make it happen. We also have the Saturn retrograde in Sagittarius, which can be hitting you in a 90-degree angle, which is hard, but I feel that it's just hard enough for you to actually make something tangible and for you to actually make something good. For those of you who feel like you're in a very difficult place right now, I feel that it is because of the Saturn retrograde, and because there's something within you that doesn't feel like it can. There's something within you that doesn't feel like it has the ability to create this tangible material thing, because that's not really what you are. You're all about the ethereal, the dream world, the fantasy world, the subconscious, and even death. You have a co-rulership over the archetype of death with Scorpio. So you're all about things that can't really be touched with human hands. And through this Saturn retrograde that will kind of be energetically in play till the end of 2017. It goes direct on August 24th, but we'll be feeling that for a while. You finally have the ability to make that ethereal, dreamlike state something that's real. What you've always wanted to be can happen during this time. What you've always wanted to manifest can become tangible. You have the Two of Wands, so if you've been wanting to travel, if you've been wanting to kind of have the world in your hands and be able to go where you want, it's completely possible during this time. because it might not feel possible, but you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised a year from now, like what actually happened and what possibilities actually unfolded for you. I'm going to go ahead and look at this from the week to week and see more specific, because I know it's been kind of all over the place, but we'll see what's coming forward. In the first week of July, you guys have Three of Pentacles rooted down by the Hierophant. Something more spiritual unfolds in the way that you create, because you're so spiritual in general, Pisces. Like, you know how much more the world is made of, and you know what we can't see with our eyes better than anybody else. But something about that becomes collaborated or becomes real, because Three of Pentacles, you have like this collaboration and this teamwork to create this beautiful pillar and column and foundation that will support everything to flower and bloom out on top of it, or to be created or built. And you know, I can see this in a few different ways. Some of you all could be getting an investment from somebody. The Hierophant can represent somebody in power, or somebody mainly with spiritual power, but you can see political power as well sometimes with the Hierophant. So some of you could be trying to get into politics or into something that puts you on a platform. Yeah, I really feel that. You really want a platform. And you just realize this in the first week. You really need something to stand on, and you really need something to build for yourself and for your family and for all of humanity, maybe even. Some of you guys are also at a crossroads in the first week. For those of you who aren't so societally concerned, I feel that in your relationships or even in your journey with self, you're kind of at a crossroads. You're kind of faced with a potentially difficult decision to make. And it seems like you can have another way to go that is neither here nor there. It feels like there's kind of the archetype of a locked door. I always feel that with the Hierophant, because there's some kind of key that's given to you, or something that you can tread onto that you've never been able to before. Beautiful for you guys. Makes me happy. But yeah, you kind of get the key to something, or find the proverbial locked door, or even just a locked door in general in the first week. And it's sort of your responsibility to build out of that, to give yourself a platform to get out of that. And which sort of takes you into the second week, where you have Wheel of Fortune reversed rooted down by Death. Like, suddenly there's a huge change. You could get the money, you could get the promotion, the job, the bonus in the second week of July, but there's something about that that's kind of sad to you. I feel that there's some kind of closure that you have to make with an old way of being. You guys, I believe, are the only ones to get Death in your reading this month, so the transformational archetype is within you, and people are going to be relying on you and looking to you to transform their old, worn-out headspaces. But it has to happen first within you. If it hasn't happened yet within you, you have to create distance. You have to be able to create something further between yourselves and other people, if you haven't had the transformation yet. But most of you have. It's kind of in the minority for those of you who haven't, although I'll speak more about that in a moment. For those of you who have had the transformation, who have moved past the difficult headspace, or who have at least had a major change in circumstance, people will be looking to you to understand how and why, and they will kind of want to model their experience after yours. And I feel that this is good for some of you and not so good for others. For those of you who aren't struggling so much with the ego right now, it's really great, but some of you are kind of attached to like being the only one to do this, or being the only one to have to go through this kind of circumstance. And I feel that that's being filtered out of you this month. Like, that's being not so much the case anymore, like something to step back from, the need to be the only one to do something, or the need to be at the pinnacle or the apex of human development. You know, it's more so your journey, Pisces, to be like the apex of spiritual development, or the apex of the creation and tangibility of the ethereal world. Although, do not let me speak for you. You may have something else in your chart that pulls you somewhere else. But the Pisces wavelength in general struggles to be the creatrix of anything that is real, or the creator of anything that is like technological or entrepreneurial. You guys deal more in the spiritual world, okay? But again, that to me, I keep hearing that some of you are like, well, why are you telling me that I can't do this? And for some of you may have something else, and again, check out your sun, moon, rising sign, that is pushing you to create something more tangible, or less spiritual, should I say. But I feel like the message for you is to then to make that spiritual. Like, how can you make the development of your entrepreneurial goals or the development of your like technological or political goals into something that gives something more than that? You know what I mean? Okay, and then that's again more for the Pisces, like business owners and aspirational Pisces. For relationship Pisces, the relationship will end in the second week or it will begin anew. There has to be some kind of change. In the third week, you guys have the Magician rooted down by 2 of Wands. That's really good. I think that this is where the change like actually happens. It's like, you know, you start putting it into action in the second week, and then you actually have the change in the third week. You have what it takes. I feel like there's a potential with Pisces to be like, I'm not ready. I need to ruminate on this more. I need to have more money. I need to have more resources. You have what it takes in the third week to do it. I see a lot of you like on the tarmac, or you're like jetting off somewhere, or you're making the move, or you're starting the business, and you're just like guns a-blazing, which is kind of interesting for you, kind of an Aries type of archetype, as I have seen a bit of a merging of Aries and Pisces energy lately, probably with having Uranus in Aries and Neptune in Pisces. So it's interesting to watch Pisces kind of pioneer and go guns ablaze into their new sort of spiritual dimension, and to see Aries as well kind of fall back into a more passive, watery, resilient, depth-oriented part of their personality. It'll be interesting for you guys to meet Aries or to talk to Aries people, as I will also say that in Aries reading, to talk to Pisces, because you guys can become very good collaborators. There is an aspect of teamwork here in July that you must capitalize on, and I feel that Aries are good team members for you. And into the fourth week, you guys have 4 of Wands. You're down by the Hermit. So there's kind of a indecision or a unknowing whether you want to be alone or among other people right now. There are celebrations to be had during this time, but also a need to kind of fall back within yourself and have like this foundation within yourself. The Hermit demands that you kind of walk the path less treaded, or whatever that saying is. You know, you kind of can't be in the same direction and progression as everybody else right now. You're going to probably be taking a lot of like moonlit walks, as it is a beautiful time of the year to do that, as we have just come past the solstice. And I sense that you guys will kind of light the way for yourself, because there is a spiritual evolution, again, as if you guys don't have enough of those, through this experience where you become more one with something that's nocturnal or nighttime oriented, but not for the sake of darkness. It's for the sake of the brightness that comes from that. It's like your lantern is much brighter at nighttime than it is during daytime. I feel that that's a beautiful archetype of the Hermit, and you can kind of spin the world in a completely new way for yourselves. I feel a very blossoming of something that is philosophical within you this month, as it can be action oriented if you want it to be, for those of you who know that that's what's happening, but then for some of you it's going to be very slow and very measured and very philosophically concerned, and that's really beautiful. I feel that you can have a lot of good discussion and a lot of good dialogue with people who are very knowledgeable with this. Maybe you are socializing with I don't know, I feel like professors or people who are very knowledgeable in their field. So again, for those of you business-oriented Pisces, it's like you're socializing with the people who are very successful in your field, and that sort of helps you to understand what you don't want to do, or the path that you don't want to go down, which is very important because you're walking away from something. 8 of Cups and the Hermit together, it's like you are ready to walk and you're ready to move, but it's going to be like through the slow, dark path that most people don't go down, which is really exciting for you guys to see. So it's in conclusion for you guys, and I think that the short and simple is the way to go for this. It's like, it's not about the crossroads, Pisces. It's not about going left or right. It's about like going down like that path, sort of like sidestepping, kind of like a Cancer, and it's sort of darker, but it's a lot more beautiful with like your lantern in hand, and sort of understanding the stories of people who've gone down the path on the left and the right, and understanding why you can't really go down either one. It's very philosophical for you guys, and you know, for some small percentage of you, like, watch your sun, moon, rising sign that you're going through the breakup, and I feel that it will come through on those videos, especially for those of you Pisces with Scorpio or Taurus or Cancer type of energy. It could lean more towards a breakup type of energy, and if you're needing the coping for that, you can check out some of the other videos on my channel, like for those signs, and it should be very helpful. But for the majority of you, it's less relational, it's more philosophical and self-oriented. I love you guys so much. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can click the center of your screen now. Since we are in Cancer time and it's so reflectionary, I have provided the last 2 months of readings on the screen right now, and you can check the description box below to find more as well. And I love you guys. I so appreciate your subscriptions, comments, and likes. Much love until August. Bye.